I can keep going straight all the way through. Um, this is a transit for people who understand transits. It could count for a transit or can count as your birth chart. Okay. For some of these planets that's in your sixth house, I'm hoping that it's just a transit because some of these are rough. As I start reading it again and studying again, so I can get abreast, I was like, yeah, that's right. That's right. If you don't have any planets in your sixth house, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't look at it as nothing. I know that's so obvious, right? When we don't have planets and stuff, we're like, well, the obvious thing is there's no energy there. Like, where in it? Where is it in your life that you have no energy? Think about it that way. So anyway, so if you have your sun, the sun in the sixth house. Now, anywhere where you have your sun, you are absorbing and shining bright on all of that energy, all of that energy. So you identify with that house. So now the sixth house is a house of service for the most part. The house of service, routine, health and fitness. Well, not really fitness, but health and taking care of yourself. You know, fifth house is more fitness. But your sun, anywhere you have your sun at, guys, that is where you mostly identify with. So it's going to be very hard if you have your sun right here in the sixth house. It's going to be very, very difficult for you to not identify yourself with working. Like if you don't have a job and that you could get up and do it every day, it will bother you immensely if you cannot, if you feel that you're not needed. Like if you're the type of person that you're a housewife and a worker, I guess, and you have kids and you have people in the house, and if you can't serve them, if you feel you can't be needed, it's going to be very, very difficult for you. That's the birth chart one. Afterwards, when I do the Q&As, and then you guys have planets, you have questions, I'll do the transit pieces. But yeah, so you have the sun there. It's very difficult. It would be difficult if the things of the sixth house is not working for you. So again, anything concerned, if you feel you're not needed, if you feel you can't help people, that will bother you. But now you got to understand that it's also the health house. So this is where you guys will get stressed, especially for transits. But this is where you can get stressed out because you won't be able to carry out the duties of the work of the sixth house, because that's also your duty. DUTY. It's your house of duties. So if you got your sun there, 9 out of 10 times you're probably a workaholic and you're working too much, working too hard. I need to like try to let that go. So that's the sun. Now you have your moon. Hopefully you can see this is going to be right here, y'all. Right there. All the planets. Okay, so your moon in the sixth house. Now, far as you, now, like I said, the sun in the sixth house is like more of you doing service for others, and you feel like that's your duty and that's your responsibility. Well, if you have your moon in your sixth house, you are really connected emotionally. So you feel that you doing things for people, especially family. You're doing things for people, or if you're at work, it's like family. You look at your if okay, so your coworkers, you're looking at them as family, your real actual family, you're looking at them like you really need to support them, and you really need to have their back and stuff like that. And you need them to be appreciative, and you need them to care, and you care about them, and you want that back, you want that reciprocated back. But again, this is the sixth house of health. So too much of that, you can become stressed and then moody and saying that people don't appreciate you and you're not going to do nothing for nobody ever again. And you quit helping people, and then, you're moody, it's your moon, you'll change your mind, and then you'll wake up the next day and start doing everything on a routine. Okay. Yeah. Mercury right there. If you have Mercury in your sixth house, this is one of the best places or placements for your Mercury to be. Now, on here at work, you're very detail oriented. You could take like a big, humongous mountain of mess and easily break it down into little workable pieces. So if it's difficult for you to, like if you feel overwhelmed, if it's difficult for you to, I guess, make sense out of things in a simple, easy way, it's going to be more difficult for you in this particular area because you need to be able to break things down in a simple way. So, but you have Mercury there. You're very detail oriented. You could communicate clearly and state what you mean what you say. You can help other people communicate. You're the person that people come to with work and stuff like that. A lot of this, I know, is geared towards work because that is the work house, but it is the house of your routine and service. We're going to talk more about transits later. And if you have your Venus in the sixth house, if you have your Venus in the sixth house at work, you're the social one at work. You are probably cliquish and have a lot of friends, and you socialize more. And if you're stressed out and you're not feeling good, like if you have an argument at home or something like that, before you go to work, you won't go in that day. You only want to go into work when you feel good, because you want to feel good at work, and you're going to chill a lot. Like, you might get some work done, but because you get along with people, your bosses won't really get mad at you because you're cool with the boss, and you're friendly and you're sociable. So it's like, it's almost like you're lazy and you just want to luxuriate. That's what Venus could do. But at the same time, you make people feel good. So that's why they don't really complain too much about you there. You have Mars in your sixth house. Now, Mars, it's good to have Mars in your sixth house. It's according to what kind of job you have, and it's or according to the people at your job. Now, you, on the other hand, with the Venus, it's like almost the opposite. Like, the Venus just want to chill and feel good, but the Mars people want to get everybody together and organize teams, and everybody do what they got to do because work got to get done. And it's almost like you're the boss. So if you have Mars in your sixth and you are a boss, chill a little bit. But anyway, also, you want things done. If something is not done, and especially if the boss is not doing it, people will come to you as a leader, and you won't just sit back and let things happen. You probably will argue with your boss. Please don't argue with your boss. We need our jobs. If you have that Mars in the sixth, just low key, when y'all do have to attack a job or a project, just give everybody a role. Everybody have an important role, and everybody should do their role well. And you'll be okay with the Mars in the sixth. You have Jupiter in the sixth house. All right, so Jupiter in the sixth house energy is like, you're really fortunate at work. Like, you can get promotions really easy at work. A lot of your tasks and your different things, like, you're definitely, people, for some reason, you're just very fortunate in there, and you're like the life of the party. You walk in at work and people are happy to see you there, because you are the expander. Now, one thing about having Jupiter in your sixth, though, you feel like work is going to get done. What's the rush? We had time. It's good. So, like, you always running around with unfinished tasks because you feel that it's going to be done somehow. You feel there's nothing bad going to happen because you're that Jupiter is expanding. So then you always run around and try to get things done. But then you know how to talk to people because you're a people person. You know how to talk to people for them not to really get mad at you. And if they get mad at you, they see you coming over to them asking for stuff, and then you'll still get it because you got Jupiter in there. That's like one of the best placements, like Mercury and Jupiter, or both. If you got Mercury and Jupiter in there, you're golden. But if you just have one or the other, you're cool. All right, so this is the one right here that I kind of feel for you on this one, because it's Saturn in there. Now, if this is a birth chart, it's going to be more difficult for you because you take every single thing serious, not even at work, just your daily routine of getting up, driving to work, taking a shower, getting the kids ready for school, or getting yourself ready for work, and warming up the car, and going into the office, and sitting at your desk and waiting for the computer to come on. And like, you're really serious. The good thing, of course, you want to be serious at work. So, you get a lot of things done, and good time management, good project management, and you're very goal oriented, and things happen. You don't make too many friends because you take work really seriously. And you take it too seriously. You're worse than the sun with the workaholic thing, because you finally, it's the rules, it's policy. You must do this. It's something that is a rule. You do a lot of things based on rules. So, like, if the microwave not cleaned out, or the refrigerator not cleaned out, that will not hurt you, bother you, and get on your nerves to no end. People will know when you walk in a room. People will know that, oh God, here we go. You're not even the boss, but you just bring people down, like, because you want stuff to be done right. You don't try to. You just want stuff to be done right. What can happen with having Saturn in your sixth house? If you take stuff too seriously, what can happen with Saturn in your sixth house is that you will become very, very stressed if you don't have success at work, or if you feel that you can't get something done, or even at home, if you feel that things aren't going properly at home, if a bill was paid but it wasn't added to the account or something like that, and you take all of these heavy burdens on and you limit yourself, and they could easily get stressed and you can hate your job. Now, when I get into the questions and answers, y'all, if you got Saturn in there, because I can't see your comments right now because I turned them off so I can focus, and I have my stuff written here just so I can focus. When we do the Q&A, we'll talk more about that. I give you some advice on what y'all can do, how y'all can change your energy. All right, so the next one is Uranus. Uranus, hold on. There you go, Uranus, right there. Uranus hate being in any kind of job that's a routine. So they don't like being in the sixth house. They don't like being in the house, home. They don't like being outside. Anything that's you got to do every single day and anywhere you are, but we're talking about work right now, it's going to be really difficult for you because you don't want to sit here and be doing everything, the same thing over and over. Yo, if you got Uranus in your sixth house, please do not get a job. I don't care how poor you are. Don't get a job that's routine unless you have a boss or you have a kind of job that you could be innovative and you could figure out a better way to build a mousetrap. If you could figure out a better way to do this routine, constant work, and you can make it interesting and you can make it new, then yeah. Otherwise, you're going to rebel and you're going to go against the system. You're going to be like, yo, we need to make a strike. We need to strike, anything so you don't be bored. Anything so you don't be bored. So you got to understand that that's your energy. You're not going to want this routine. You're going to be a very hard and difficult person to wake up. So if you guys are going out or married to or have a kid that have Uranus in the sixth house, it's going to be very hard waking them up every morning to do the same thing. They're going to rebel. So yeah, I'll give more advice and questions and answers pieces. Okay. Pluto. I'm sorry, not Pluto. Neptune right there. Neptune in your sixth. If you have the planet Neptune in your sixth house, I need to slow down a little bit for my mods who want to timestamp things, right? Anyway, Neptune in the sixth house. Now, Neptune in the sixth house, you got to be very, very careful of being a pushover. A pushover, because it's like you almost a martyr. Like you would take on every single thing at work that people don't want to do. You take on stuff that people want to do. You take stuff on they hate doing, they love doing. You would do that. So like at the end of the party, and when everybody in the office leave, when we were in the office, right? And the lunchroom is a mess and dirty. Like even though it was not your job, you would stay to clean it up because that's what you're supposed to do. You're not supposed to leave it like that. You're not supposed to leave it messed up. You'll clean it up. You'll fix stuff up. If anything is messy, if the paper is not in the printer, you'll go and put paper in the printer. You want to serve, but guess what? You don't get that back. Like people are not going to give it back. You're not. And then at home, the same thing. Like you are that person that slave over a hot stove, or you get up and you make sure people are right, and then people don't appreciate you. Now you're going to still do it regardless of people appreciate you or not. However, the problem going to be, this is going to cause you a lot of stress if you continue to do this and don't get something for yourself and don't find that balance for yourself. You will be, and you'll constantly worry thinking that everything is not done. And if it's not done, how many people is going to be affected? How many things is going to mess up? The whole business could go down. The whole business could just, everybody get fired, lose their job, won't be able to pay their. Stop! Neptune in the sixth. All right, Pluto. Here's Pluto. Pluto. I love doing Pluto stuff. Why? Why do I love doing Pluto stuff? Pluto. If you got Pluto in the sixth house, I really suggest that you get a job, that you're an entrepreneur. Like that's an oxymoron. Okay, not get a job that you're an entrepreneur, but you are very independent, and nobody can tell you shit. Because you're not gonna want nobody. I don't care if they're the boss, if they're the president of the company, the CEO, CFO, COO. I don't care. You don't want nobody to tell you what to do. Also at home too. You not gonna listen to nobody. You gonna do it the way how you want to do it. And it's going to be a constant power struggle because you know you could do it better. See that Mars energy, the Mars in the sixth house, they know how to do it and how to get stuff started to get it complete and to get it done. I don't know what just happened. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But the Pluto in the sixth house, they are the ones who know how to get it done better than everybody. And if they don't feel that they are appreciated in that issue or that thing, then they won't do it. Or it'd be really hard. Like you would be the one that people got to go to and give you tasks and stuff like that. And then you have an attitude and they don't want to come to you because you're not going to accept the work. And you will make sure that if it's your job or not, because you want to do this power struggle. But if you get a certain job where that kind of stuff is part of your job, then you'll be perfect in there. If you can get a job that's like anything where you're independent, you could renovate or you could change something before and after, you can make something better and it's accepted and it's welcome, you'll be like that. But nobody not gonna tell you what to do. Not telling me what to do. Anyway, those are the planets. What's in your sixth house?